This is what you want
Hey,
to do.
don't bring that vibe in here.
Sin City was a mafia.
Yeah, and I'm Reed.
Boy, if you don't get...
So do y'all remember that Kid Cudi movie? Actually, let me take it back. Do y'all remember Kid Cudi? Let me just jog your memory for a second.
Cause day and night, the lonely stoner seems to phrase night and night.
Yeah, that guy. So he made this movie Entergalactic a few years ago, and I remember really loving it the first time I watched it. And when I went to check it online for some fan reaction, it was relatively quiet. It felt like one of those movies that kind of came and went, like compared to movies like Spider-Verse and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish that have similar animation style like this one, but it didn't get as much buzz, which was unfortunate. I felt that this movie was hella underrated, and I know the plot for this film isn't nearly as intricate as the other two films I mentioned, but the movie itself was just straight vibes. That combined with a good love story, and it instantly became one of my favorite films. But for the uninitiated, let me show you what I mean by the vibes and the romance that you'll experience with this film. Also, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I basically got no relationship experience. I just love romance as a genre of film, and I like the storytelling that comes from it. In real life, though, it'd be me chasing red flags or me absolutely crumbling if I find a woman remotely attractive.
You look lonely. I can fix that.
I fucked that. Bro, damn.
So just know that I'm not just some relationship stage or anything. I'm just commenting for fun. But with that out of the way, let's get started. So our story starts in Manhattan, New York City, with a young and upcoming artist named Jabari. Now Jabari just got this deal with this comic publisher to make his street art into a comic book series. As a fellow artist myself, I have to say, I have to respect the game. Getting to turn your art into a published series is not easy, I can't lie. But I would say our art styles definitely differ vastly. While biking across the city, Jabari does run into his ex, who goes by the name Carmen. And Carmen's looking bad as hell, like, damn, I wonder how he fumbled her. But anyway, Carmen's all like, oh my gosh, it's been a while, how have you been? And Jabari's like, I got this new gig with my art and I'm about to make mad bank. Then she congratulates him and asks him out for drinks. Now he talks to one of his boys about this and he's all like, ain't it a little convenient that she starts talking to you again once your life starts to go well again? I mean, come on, coincidence?
I think not!
But for me though, I thought this was pretty normal, since someone you once dated hasn't seen you in a minute, and she just wanted to catch up. It's not too big of a deal. So Jabari and Carmen link up and later hook up, and man, hopefully this doesn't bite him in the ass later, am I right guys? Anyway though, with this deal, he gets his new crib, and him and the boys decide to go celebrate Jabari's career adventures. So in order to have the night of their lives, they crack open the edibles and get to partying. They start hitting up joints like convenience stores. Wouldn't be my first place to go party, but whatever. Never mind. They got a secret area behind this freezer. Very clever. Then they go to this dope ass penthouse to party some more while being insanely high. Jabari at this rate is gonna start floating like Jesse Pinkman. So they live it up, partying like there's no tomorrow. But newsflash for Jabari, despite the partying tomorrow will come, and Jabari has the biggest crash of his life the next morning. This leads Jabari to have to work at his new job on his first day, tired as hell, and he has to return home tired as hell, to actually catch up on that sleep that he didn't get the night before. This would be possible if his new neighbor wasn't so loud, however, and this pisses Jabari off, so he goes over to his neighbor's place, trying to get some answers. Right when he's trying to get some answers, however, he notices this fine woman starting to walk towards him. She's a beautiful dark-skinned queen with dreadlocks. She has the cool casual vibe that goes with her too. Now I know by the way Jabari looked at her, he already felt hard for her, like really hard. It sometimes be like that though. It's like how I'd be having a good interaction with a baddie and then my mind just imagining our entire life together. Like, brain, calm down. She just said hi, sheesh. So she comes over and her name is Meadow, like Moo Moo Meadows, banger Mario Kart track. She apologizes to Jabari for having the music too loud and she turns it down. But then Jabari's all like, nah queen, it's okay, I love loud music. Party on, woohoo! Bro folded immediately after seeing a baddie like her, and I can probably say I would too. And the other cool thing about Meadow is that she is a photographer. She does a lot of fine art photography, and you can tell she's serious too. She even got this whole setup in her apartment, which is cool as hell. They both have that artsy vibe, so I think it makes a great potential for them as a couple. So after that cute interaction, Meadow decides to take Jabari out to eat as a kind of neighborly welcome to the building, and Jabari says yes. So they eat at this restaurant, and Meadow gives him this burger. It's really good, but little does Jabari know that it's a vegan burger. Unbelievable. Meadow deceiving Jabari on the first date? Red flag. Nah, I'm just messing around. Meadow hooked him up with a vegan joint that actually tastes pretty good. I think that's actually a dub in my books. So they walk around Manhattan for the rest of their date, and I love this scene. It's such a cute, simple date, and they look like they are having so much fun doing it. Like, they even get pulled into a street performance for their date. How cool is that? Well, maybe not for me. I don't like being pulled in the spotlight against my will. Nightmare fuel for me, but for them, they seem cool with it. After all that, though, it starts raining, so they run back to their apartment. Even when this happens, which seems like it would ruin the date, they seem so happy just to be with each other. I already love that about their chemistry, so I would consider this a great first date. They didn't kiss or do
The devil's tango.
however, so the date just kind of ended after that. Kind of awkward, but I understand since they just met and they don't want to rush it at all. But both Jabari and Meadow have one problem after their first date. They're both very corny, no C, if you understand what I mean. So they both start talking to their friends about what to do. But both of their friends are all like, nah, go for it. There's nothing wrong with sleeping with your neighbor, especially if they're fine as hell. And I mean, Meadow's friend Karina was definitely down for the idea too. A little too down for the idea, if you know what I mean.
Wet, sloppy, choking. Oh, like right up to the point of losing consciousness.
Well, Karina is pregnant, and that can increase libido depending on the stage of pregnancy. I guess that explains those freaky ass comments from Karina, but I digress. So Meadow and Jabari were thinking the same thing and decided to do the
Devil's tango.
And at this point in the film, I would say this is the height of their relationship. They start going on a lot more dates. They do things like bike riding, photo booths, and more dinner dates, which I think is very cute. I'm very happy to see them thriving as a couple. And of course, they have their freaky time too in between these dates. They were pulling some moves I didn't even know the name of.
Did I miss a page?
After one of their, how do I put this, sessions, Jabari's phone goes off, and guess who it is? Carmen sends him a pretty suggestive image, if I were to say. I have to admit, Carmen's looking bad as hell in this pic. I would be super happy if someone as fine as Carmen sent me this pic, but there's one problem obviously, and that is Jabari has already started dating Meadow. Now I just realized that there was something very important between Jabari and Carmen's meetup that I forgot to share with y'all. So after Jabari and Carmen also did the
Devil's tango.
Carmen makes it obvious that she is open to getting back together with Jabari, but Jabari's all like, nah, I'd rather we just stay friends. I'm not interested in relationships right now, which is fine if he didn't not even a week later switch up and hook up with another baddie. Like, I get it, Jabari. Well, I don't. You know what I mean. You obviously didn't want to hurt her relationship feelings by directly shutting down the relationship, so you tried an indirect approach, which would be fine if you actually meant what you said, but since you're met with Meadow, that's obviously not true. So because of this, it ends up blowing up in his face, and Meadow naturally decides to leave, thinking he's still hooking up with someone else. Not wanting to risk losing Meadow, he decides to finally break it off with Carmen for good. Oh yeah, also want to drop this fun fact while we're at it. The reason why Carmen has Jabari's hoodie is not because of the time they were getting freaky, but because of one time Jabari came over to help Carmen get a rat out of her apartment. But judging by the fact that he ran away too once he saw it, I don't think he really got the job done, so it was a lose-lose situation for him. But anyway, Jabari comes over and tries to explain to Carmen again that he thinks they should just be friends. And he's all like, you can't be sending pictures like that to me because I was with somebody. Carmen, trying to understand what's going on here, asked Jabari if he was with somebody or was he with somebody, which is totally valid. Like, Jabari has to stop trying to beat around the bush here. That could mean that he was with his mama or something. Like, you have to be specific, man. So Jabari finally shuts it down and is like, I don't think this friendship thing is working out. And even though he doesn't specifically say it, it does show in his eyes that he's in love with Meadow and not Carmen. And that's the end of that with her. I do feel sorry for Carmen though, because you know, she wasn't a bad person. She didn't give off a toxic vibe or anything. It just seems like she was interested in rekindling a relationship with Jabari. But Jabari gave a lot of mixed signals towards her and she interpreted it in the wrong way. I really liked her character though, and I would say Jabari was missing out if his perfect match wasn't waiting on the other side. So Meadow is doing her artsy thing and showing off her photos, and after the event, she sees Jabari's bat signal, so to speak. He's all like, hey, meet us at our spot. So Meadow, excited, gets into the cab and meets Jabari at their first date spot, which I thought was super romantic. Jabari is also biking there, and they're both reminiscing on their time dating each other and making for this super cool scene. They're floating in space, reaching for each other. See, this is what I was talking about with vibes in this film. They could have done this in live action, but I love how they used the animation to capture this feeling of being in love that couldn't be done in a live action format. So they meet at their spot, decide to get back together and kiss, and that's the end of their story. Even though the plot of this movie was relatively simple, I still loved all the characters in this movie, and I felt the vibes that this movie brings here were immaculate, and I feel that this will be one of my comfort movies as time goes on. If you watched this far, thanks for watching the video. If you want to watch more, please hit like and subscribe to stay tuned for more videos. Anyway, goodbye.